Good morning, Ekoji. Welcome to the Sunday morning service. My name is Ed, and I will be your service chairperson today. We are grateful for your presence. We are being live streamed on Zoom and also YouTube. On the Naijin today is our resident minister, Reverend Nariaki Hayashi. Our main priority is keeping our Sangha a safe place to hear and encounter the Dharma. Although we are very happy to see each other, please be mindful of others' comfort levels. Keep in mind the following policies. Please keep your mask on at all times. Be mindful of social distancing. We are allowed to chant along with Reverend Hayashi since we have a mask on. And thank you for understanding. Reverend Hayashi will now lead us in opening meditation and recitation of the Nimbutsu.
Meditation provides us that prepares our mind to receive the Dharma, the Buddha's teachings. Please place your hands on your lap, lower your head slightly, and release tension from meditation. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
If you will, please find the left-hand sheet, which is in each service book, and the back of each seat topic. The three refugees. Please rise. Please be seated. Please turn to page 33 in the service book, and we will now chant the Sambu Spirit. This morning, Reverend Hayati will give the down message.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday service. And for those who are participating through Zoom and YouTube, good morning as well. So I'm back from my 2-week vacation. So usually we, me and my family, my wife and my son, we usually we travel back to Japan to spend time with our parents, but we can't do that right now. So we decided to rent a RV and check out the states that we never visited. So and since it was our first time to go on an RV trip, it was the first time for me to drive an RV. It took a couple of weeks to plan everything out. We had to figure out, the route, all the campgrounds, whether they have Wi-Fi, where to stop by, what to do, and what to eat, all those stuff. And we also had to consider about our son, because it is extremely difficult to keep a child seated, for a long distance. So we had to calculate how many hours, per day is appropriate. That would allow us to come back home in time. It was honestly so complicated. And I don't know how many times I fought with my wife. We're saying, it's going to work in this way. No, it's not going to work in that way. We should do this, we should do that. You have to take this route. No, you have to take that route. We were basically feeding our egos. So it was very, difficult to plan everything out. We went for a week trip. In any case, we were able to visit 6 different states: Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, which are known as the original colonial states, and also Maine. This trip made me think of the importance of experiencing new things. As most of you are aware, the United States of America initially consisted of 13 states that had been British colonies until their independence from United Kingdom was declared in 1776. The country that developed then is very different from Japan, where I'm from, in that the states, they are all united under our emperor, and we don't have the division between federal and states' rights. For example, the Ministry of Education in Japan makes sure that all teachers, everywhere in Japan, teach the same thing at the same time. Whereas here, it's all decided by the various, boards of education. So too, traveling in this country is very interesting because of the difference of taxes on food, clothes, and liquor, etc. So although there are no visible, board line between each state, once you cross that invisible borderline, you have to follow different state laws, different taxes, and different politics. Each states are considered unique with its own characteristics. I think it is very good that the American system of state and federal rights take into account the differences between the various states. On the other hand, that is why there is no single system. For example, consider the countermeasure of coronavirus of each states. Since each states are independent, the countermeasure of coronavirus varies among them. As a result, we, like on the news, we often see like arguments and conflicts among states, and so many people have died. I was very impressed of the many white flags that covered the mall between the Capitol and the Washington Monument a few weeks ago. So it may seem that it will be better to have a single system like Japan, but in fact, that may only work for a small country. Likewise, sometimes in Japan, we want more local control. Maybe for that, you would need a bigger country, like America. In either case, what is best is what is the most appropriate to what you actually have. With this thought in mind, a good way to take a trip is think about it in the same way and not to expect too much, but to accept whatever you find and enjoy it. Buddhism teaches the importance of having a right view. Right view is the first of the 8 noble paths and means to see things as they are, not the way we expect it to be or want it to be. And it also means to accept them as they are. So we must not only see things as they are, but we must accept them as they are. And accepting them as they are requires an open mind. For example, I once went to sailing with a friend, and the breeze died, right? So we were totally unable to move, and the sun was shining down really hot. We were feeling very miserable and frustrated because that was not what we were expecting to happen. And feeling frustrated, we looked over and saw another boat which was in the same condition we were, but one thing was different. The girl sailing the boat was sunbathing. So, we were in the same situation, but she was enjoying it and we weren't. We could not see the opportunity to, just relax and enjoy the sun. Our mind, my mind was closed. We only wanted what we wanted. Our mind were not open to the other possibilities. As I said, Buddhism teaches us the importance of cultivating a right view, the right one that is open to other possibilities. So the right view is not to only see the surface of things, but see beneath. That is, right view is not to see things we expect them to be, but to see and accept things as they are. Of course, accepting things as they are is not something we can immediately or easily do. It requires effort. This is why we are encouraged to repeatedly listen to the wisdom of Buddha, the Dharma, that teaches us that things do not go the way we want. Right? We know that, but we might not quite understand it. That's why we have to listen to it over and over and become aware of it. And this is how we can cultivate a right view within us. The way of life of right view is this unfolding of the real meaning of our lives and our existence. It enables us to live a fulfilling and a dynamic life. It allows us to enjoy those parts of life that are enjoyable and to endure those parts that are not. Please join me in Gassho. By reciting the Nembutsu Namo Amida Butsu, we are reminded what makes our individual lives even more meaningful, and we are also reminded the Dharma, the Buddha's teachings in times of need. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
During this part of the service, we participate in the ritual of Ashoka, traditionally the burning of incense. However, due to the interim policies of the board and the influence of the COVID virus, incense burning is not being allowed due to the handling of the incense pieces and the resultant smoke. We invite you to come to the front table to offer gassho, and if you wish, place any dana, which is our offering of gratitude to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, in the bowl on the table. When you have finished, please return to your seats via the side aisles. Thank you. It is time for closing meditation and recitation of the Nembutsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Just a few announcements. Meditation is on Thursday evenings at 7:30 p.m. here in the Honda. All are welcome, of course. The annual meeting will occur on Sunday, November the 14th at 3 p.m. And you can register for that by going to Ekoji Buddhist. You'll find all the information you need there about it. Also, there will be a movie discussion group regarding the movie Perfect Sense. And this will be at 2 p.m. on October the 17th via Zoom, I would assume.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida